Brad Pitt has taken Chris Cornell's children for some much-needed R&R 2 weeks after their father apparently committed suicide in his hotel room at the age of 52. The Hollywood star, who has 6 children of his own with estranged wife Angelina Jolie, brought 12-year-old Tony and Christopher, 11, to Harry Potter World in Los Angeles yesterday and treated them to a day on the rides. Brad was a close friend of the Soundgarden frontman, whose death on May 18 caused waves of shock among his many fans. The World War Z star was spotted walking around the Universal Studios theme park in California, with his friends' kids in tow. The three were carrying mugs of butterbeer, the foaming drink brought to life in J.K. Rowling's Potter series, and both kids had Harry Potter merchandise bags on them, presumably holding the magic wands Brad had treated them to. Later, Brad and Tony paid a visit to the Jurassic Park ride, where they were pictured sitting alone on a big floating car as it launched itself around the watercourse. Brad dressed down for the day out, wearing a leather jacket and jeans, and at one point donned sunglasses in a bid to go incognito. It comes just a week after Brad led the mourners at Chris' funeral, as the rocker was laid to rest at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. A coroner's report concluded that the singer hanged himself in the bathroom of his MGM Grand Hotel room in Detroit, but the results of a full post-mortem and toxicology tests are yet to be released. Ahead of last Friday's funeral, Chris was cremated at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery in a service reportedly attended by just 4 people, his brother Peter, wife Vicky and friends Linda Ramone and singer J.D. King. At Friday's service, the intimate group gathered again, this time along with many of his famous friends, to bury his ashes. Brad Pitt, Courtney Love, Dave Grohl, Christian Bale, Dave Navarro and Gavin Rossdale were just a few of the stars who paid their final respects to the singer. Also in attendance was actor James Franco, founding Nirvana member Chris Novoselic and Rage Against the Machine's Tom Morello. Heidi Klum's ex-bodyguard boyfriend Martin Kristen, who is said to have been the one to have found Chris' body, was also seen in the crowd. The famous cemetery is the final resting place of many Hollywood legends including Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, Douglas Fairbanks, Peter Lorre, and Johnny Ramone. Although the service was private, the public are allowed to visit Chris' final resting place when they come to the grounds. Meanwhile, Chris' widow Vicky penned an emotional open letter to her husband just days ago, saying she knows he was not himself on the night he died. In the letter posted to Billboard.com, Vicky wrote, "You had always said I saved you, that you wouldn't be alive if it were not for me. We had the time of our lives in the last decade and I'm sorry, my sweet love, that I did not see what happened to you that night. I'm sorry you were alone, and I know that was not you, my sweet Christopher. Your children know that too, so you can rest in peace." She vowed to stand up for the musician and care for our beautiful babies. She added, "I will think of you every minute of every day and I will fight for you. You were right when you said we are soulmates. It has been said that paths that have crossed will cross again, and I know that you will come find me, and I will be here waiting. I love you more than anyone has ever loved anyone in the history of loving and more than anyone ever will.